Hit start.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, be quiet 1 minute.
Okay,
Just a whole minute of just pure dead air.
we live?
We are.
Yeah,
Okay, we ready?
I
we
don't. I don't
are.
know if I'm ever truly ready, but
Okay. Well, the scene opens up with like you just see Oliver Green putting on makeup, and it's actually him putting on makeup to look like Colin Mustard. He's like, okay, yep, in way over my head. Okay, how did I end up here? I was in a jail cell like a week ago, right? And now I'm leading a somehow a de facto army against another nation's prince. These stories are only made up in fantasies, right? I mean, this is going to be some kind of fucking epic ballad when we're all done. Oh God. Okay. So we just got done with a really neat simulation from Crow, which also scared the shit out of me with realization of what we're getting ourselves into. It's fucking spaceship battles. I've never, up until like a couple days ago, I've never been to space, and now I'm commanding an army. This is fucking nuts.
commanding an army.
How did I? Okay, it's kind of weird that I've been in character for so long, but I'm gonna get through it. I, I they gotta get on to me eventually, right? I don't know. Maybe I can get away with this. I think I can get away with this. Okay, after the simulation with Crow, I did notice that a lot of them had some suspicions about some of the other characters. In fact, Amalia was really worn out about the idea of what Crow might be up to. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we're all kind of feared and intimidated by her by a little bit, at least. And, well, I guess it's right to have suspicions. I just maybe have been struck by so much intimidation that I haven't put thought towards myself. Her arguments are true. And if she is actually after the Astro Atlas, well, we can't let that happen. That's our own mission. Anyways, Dredd, once again, uh, made me question everything about him. The fact that he pulled out a potential slave. I, I've never seen someone act so cruel on a random whim to such a, well, to my knowledge, defenseless creature. Because literally the thing can't do anything except for what Dredd says, and he's like, "Hey, I want you to suffer." Oh, that was pretty much the only directive he gave it to it, and then he walked out of the room pouting for some reason. He does that a lot. Anyways, we we ended up coming to some battle plans and some ideas on how to handle some things. I'm holding it tight. I think that I can actually somehow lead this. It just fake it till you make it, right? Yes. Yeah, yep. Just just fake it till you make it. Oh yeah, and Regan, well, she's at the farm. Yeah, it's kind of odd. But then again, you find out she's doing it for a gun on the lance nonetheless, and well, I don't blame her. Especially since we're going to be fighting a fucking dragon. Okay, okay. Just don't get too anxious over it. You're going to start sweating, and then your makeup's going to drain, and you're going to have to touch up later, and then they're going to wonder about the more than just the mustache. Yes. Okay. Deep breaths, and then I re-enter the room. Hey, all right, guys. What else we got before we're done for the day?
So factually accurate, 10 out of 10. Right where we had ended off, a dragonborn had walked to the dock and was like right out front of your guys' ship, and it shouted out to Ellerina and was like, "Hey, Shortstaff, I've got a job for you. I want you to go knock out the Simeon Syndicate."
What?
Okay. You probably don't remember me. We only just grew up in the same neighborhood. I'm Ratchet. Kale. So I've been running with these Spelljammer freaks. I guess I say Spelljammer freaks. I was the Spelljammer. I was the pilot. But the rest of them were freaks. And so it turns out they were fencing some stuff and got on the bad side of the Simeon Syndicate. And while I was away, they got bumped off, and the Syndicate took the whole ship. I want to hire you guys to take them out.
Say yes.
Now?
Now.
Now.
Wait, is the Simeon Syndicate, were they part of the contract, the Mercenary Alliance?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
The Simeon Syndicate were the group of Hadozi gangers that you guys had convinced to lay off of Garth. It appears that they went and bumped off another rival gang and stole their Spelljammer.
That
Yeah, we
would
could
be
say-
trouble.
We could say yes and force them to join our fight after we rescue. Or do what we need to do.
I mean,
We
I'd
have
rather
time.
have. Yeah, I'd rather have more people join the fight than creating more enemies right before we do a huge fight.
She
Yeah,
says
well,
yes.
That's just me.
Yeah, well, that's the point. I don't want to make more enemies. I want to actually, just get rid of these guys.
And then you're gonna help us
Kill-
in our fight.
They killed our friends. I'll help you in your fight, sure. What are you fighting?
Okay. Don't worry about it. You just might die. 100%.
I mean, I might die fighting the Simeon Syndicate, so, you know.
Hell no. You die.
The answer is
No
yes.
more.
The answer is always yes.
So lead the way. Wait, is Oliver with us? I mean, our captain? Oh, captain, our captain.
Yes. What? What was the question? I'm sorry, I was trailing off.
He has a job for us. And we said yes.
Why do you look so sweaty?
What was the job?
Murdering the Simeon Syndicate, the Hadozi, the monkey people.
Why?
They killed my friends and stole our Spelljammer.
You can get a new Spelljammer out of it.
I mean, that. Are we just going to be hitmen? Is that who we are?
I mean, do we even know what we are?
I mean, click clack.
I was taking it back.
Hey, this guy's got the right idea.
All right,
likes
all
me.
right, all right. So, what kind of contract we talking about here?
Contract.
It's just to do it on favor? We're just going to go murder people on favor because they murder you?
Oh, what are you getting out of the deal? Well, so, I do know a place, and I might maybe be able to hook you guys up with boosters for your ship.
Yes, say yes.
That's a lot of really loose language. You might maybe be able to,
Well,
first of all.
I
Second of all,
know a guy
I don't
who
know
knows a guy.
how-
But
I don't
who's
know
the
how
first
comfortable I
guy?
am with getting into this, just murdering people on the word of one person.
Come on, man. They killed my friends. I gotta do something about it.
Dude,
Okay,
gonna say,
and you didn't
how about-
do anything to instigate this. There was no already existing bad blood between the two of you. You didn't steal
me
something
personally?
from them. Your group, you were your friends. The people that
I mean,
you were
me
allied
personally?
with. You heard me, you little bastard.
We might have maybe jacked some of the drugs. They
There it
sell
is.
they sell crystal speed, out of that busted down diner, and we might have known that. But look, they didn't have to go and kill all my friends and steal our spaceship. Come on.
Okay, but by getting us involved or getting somebody else involved to hit them back harder, you're just escalating it. It's only going to get worse. And then what do you think they're going to do if we go and off some of them? You don't think that word's going to get around and they're just going to hit you guys back twice as hard?
Well, there's no you guys. It's just me left.
How would you like to join our crew then instead?
That could
Well, I get
also be an option.
Well,
You get a
one,
new
you
crew.
won't die. You won't die alone.
True. It's a valid point.
How'd you even get here without a crew then?
Oh, the Five Fingers brought. Actually, where did their ship go? They left me.
Sounds a bit like a bit of a quandary you're in. So,
Sounds like you're part of our crew.
we start breakfast around 8. Most of us get out of bed around then, so just make sure you're at the table, otherwise you're not going to get fat.
Oh, and actually, speaking of that, I'm a pretty good cook.
Good.
Good.
Because I could barely remember any of the meals that I had before this. It tells me it wasn't good enough. Anyways. Welcome aboard.
Look,
My name's Colin Mustard. What's yours?
I'm Kale Ratchet, is what they call me. Kale Ratchet Harlock.
So, Ratchet for short.
Ratchet.
All right. Well, Ratchet, welcome aboard. This is the El Tiburon, and we're going to be fighting a dragon here shortly. Probably in the next 30-something
I
hours.
wish I hadn't shaken your hand now.
Don't worry. We're
Oh, well.
we're destined for
So-
riches and glory.
So, Captain, you're promising we're gonna go after these guys, right? We're gonna get them, right? Pin them to the wall?
We
Right?
can do something, I'm sure.
Breakfast is at 8. Make sure you're at the table.
All right.
One
I'll
step
tell
at
you
a
what.
time, Bubby. One step at a time.
I'll go wisp us up some dinner, and then we can talk about how we're gonna screw over the
A dragon? Yes.
him too.
Look, see, I'm going to tell you straight. You had a back and forth between them and that, and turns out they got you before you got them. It sucks. That's your fault. We're not going to get in the middle of it.
Can I do an insight check on this kid?
You can insight this this kid absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, insight this little shit.
But instead, you joined us
Ah, boo. It's 12.
on our own Spelljammer to glory and riches.
This poor man
I'll do an
wants
insight as well.
revenge, and you guys tell him no.
A 17.
You'll be for the
Ooh, gorgeous.
skeleton man, a dampier, a giant elephant, and a naked lady.
So
Man, you joined the
you
wrong.
get the feeling that he's kind of disheartened by your words. Like that, like you definitely feel that he's like, damn. I was so hoping I could get short stack in on this. And he kind of seems shady but upfront about it. Like he admits they were doing bad things, but he definitely seems like he wants revenge. And he's a little disheartened by you guys not being on board with it. Particularly Ellerina.
Yeah, Arena's like his best friend, and like won't even help a brother out.
Listen, I'll go shank a bitch right now, yo.
I'm going to tell him, it's like, now, don't get me wrong. We could definitely try to address some of your quarrels. However, we're going to go about it my way. Which, we're not just going to be back and forth hitmen.
He kind of hangs his head a little bit and nods and says, no, I get it. Seems like Short Stack's crew isn't the right one for the job.
You're probably right.
But
But
listen,
He
bud,
offers his-
it's
He offers his hand to I forget whether you're Colin or...
Colin. I'm
He is
Colin.
Colin.
He offers his hand to Colin, like, to shake your hand. And says, no offense, but if I'm not gonna be able to go after the Simeon Syndicate, I think we'll try and drum up some business from somebody else.
We're just not going to try and assassinate them, I'll say that. But if that's the deal breaker, I'm sorry.
He nods and says, I'm sorry too. Hope you don't have to go through, losing some of your people here.
Look,
Seems like you got a tough fight coming ahead.
you need to lose that idea of revenge. You're going to encounter this a lot in life, kid.
Wingdings is off in the background, like, but booster, boost guys, no upgrade for the ship. Okay.
Booster
No, I
would be
agree.
great.
I agree, Wingdings. I miss out on the idea of boosters too, which we're willing to pay you for that info.
He kind of rubs his chin and says, well, what's it worth to you?
Well,
You get to be on the crew with the booster.
tell you what,
I know a guy who makes them.
you work with us for this event. You come out, you get your share of the crew spoils. The way the rest of the crew does.
He looks like he's thinking for a moment. You can literally see mathematical formulas floating in front of his face as he kind of rubs his chin. And then it clicks in your mind that he's
Great
casting a spell here.
you little bastard. We can't shake hands with people anymore.
Okay.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have counterspell or anything like that, so that would be.
It doesn't appear he's targeting you. Give me an Arcana check. Maybe you've heard of this spell.
11.
11.
Will 17 work?
A 17 will work. You know this. You don't know this spell exactly, Elrina, but you know he's targeting himself, and it appears he's ritual casting something.
Ooh.
But he's doing it
Cheeseburger,
super
Big Mac,
fast.
Burger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, burger, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big
And you feel like based on the draw from the weave, it's a spell around the second level.
Right,
And he's not targeting you, he's targeting himself.
But he like rubs his chin, he stands there for about a minute considering something, and then these glyphs fade and he says, what would you have me doing? What's my cut of the profits here?
And I consult the DM on this one. What did we agree to given the actual crew members that's not one of our main?
You hadn't. You have not put that deal with anybody yet. Savik specifically said he was not interested in money. He wants a quote-unquote specific thing anytime you find it. You haven't found one yet, so Savik hasn't spoken up about that. You also haven't asked him what that thing he's looking for was. You were just like, oh, great, no money? Fine. The Grungs did not ask you for money. They're here because you helped their people.
Yeah, they wanted to not die out in the wilderness.
You have yet to barter with any NPC for service.
How did Colin Mustard end up where he is? I just look back at this trail of just nonchalant acceptance to just his overwhelming charisma, apparently. Okay, that's just me flopping myself.
Oliver has made very good deals here.
Alright, so this is what I'm going to just say. I know we're putting you in peril. I know numbers are just going to be a thing. At the end of the day, it's risk. I'll let you see what we see. Come along with the crew. We really don't know exactly what 100% we're going to find. But you'll get a share. Luckily, we got a lot to negotiate. You see us, this few members here? That's pretty much the only ones getting paid on this adventure. And now you, if you invite yourself.
Good speech.
That's our captain.
He kind of rubs his chin a little more, and he's like, 250.
250 gold pieces?
Just for me to come on board and look after your ship. I'm pretty damn good at looking after ships.
No, he also has to tell us the deal. Tell us where the shit is.
Alright.
250.
Uh-huh.
250 and a gun.
You need to talk. If there is another man on board, you need to
Quartermaster.
talk to about that.
I just look at Quartermaster. I'm like, wait,
Columbo?
where is Columbo?
Columbo's just kind of spacing out. He's got his laser rifle in his hand. He's looking off the side of the ship, just posed dramatically.
He says, for the peace of the kingdom.
Yes. I think we can work on getting this man a gun. That's something we can do.
You guys have plenty of guns. You have guns to spare.
Get this
All right.
man a gun.
We'll get
I
you a
don't know.
gun.
I don't know exactly how he has the grung equipped, but
Who,
if
Connor?
I recall,
Do you mean Connor?
yeah, if I recall,
either-
he just gave them rifles.
Don't we have a pistol at least?
Yes, you guys have
Okay.
like laser rifles.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, life is peril. So have a laser, and I just hand him a pistol. It's a laser gun.
He like looks it over. He goes to rack it, but there's no slide. That's a gun.
Of course it's a gun. You think he would lie to you?
That's the down payment.
All right, we're gonna go over to my buddy's shop, Fidget. She's
All
Well, actually, we should probably hide Ellerina. She and Ellerina didn't get along when we were kids.
All right, and then one last thing. I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and tell me every nefarious thing you were planning against our entire party this entire trip, as I cast suggestion.
Yeah.
That's a wisdom save?
Yes, and I will cutting words if he passes.
You should. He rolls a 17.
6 on the die.
Okay. So, you're like, I suggest you tell me all of the bad things you were thinking about doing. And he's like, oh, well, the bad things I was thinking about doing were mostly related to the Simeon Syndicate. I had considered stealing your guys' ship, but then I saw how heavily armed you guys were. And I figured, a sorcerer like me just can't take out that many people, even if I animated objects.
You can animate objects?
Yeah. Wait, did you just cast magic on me?
No, listen, you can animate objects? Don't change
I
the
just asked
subject.
you a question, and you, for whatever reason, told me the answer.
Yeah,
That was
don't
weird.
don't try to change the equation here.
The subject.
Subject.
Yeah, I can cast spells like Wall of Force, Animate Objects, and Dustbinder's Autonomous Repair. I'm a pretty good jammer.
Do you like Wall of Force?
Oh, also, he would have had disadvantage. I forgot about that part.
Oh, that's
Oh, that
good.
would have. Oh well.
Anyways. So, welcome aboard. Don't try anything too sly. and we're all kind of in the same boat. You get along pretty well with the crew. But let go a lot of the hatred, I'll just say that. You'll learn why. And get something to eat. Mess hall's that way. You said you're a cook.
Oh,
Into
yeah.
the kitchen.
We're
Damn,
gonna make us something to eat.
Oliver,
So,
that's fucking rad.
He dives below deck. Serafina and... Oh no, Serafina's not on top deck.
She's a bottom.
She's bottom.
Not a bottom though. Respect for where respect is due.
I don't know if power bottom described it. Evan Deer is the one who came up from below deck. Evan Deer and the frogs.
That's the name of
Evan
my new
Deer's like,
band.
you handled that pretty well.
What? Handle what?
Yes.
So, what's the plan? We got our little frog buddies as lovers. We're picking up crew left and right here.
It seemed like we almost just abducted another person.
Nah,
correctly was
you guys
correct.
agreed to pay him eventually.
Then, not only did he get a gun, but, also, he did mention he knows somebody that happens to know somebody to make,
I know somebody that knows somebody that.
Elrina, give me a history
Exclusive.
check at advantage.
Okay, give me a second.
Do I know somebody?
Somebody
To
to
love
sell me some
thread.
drugs.
21.
A what? A 21?
Yeah.
A 21. So with a 21, you remember who he's talking about. Fidget. Fidget the hacksaw. And you also know she fucking stole one of your cars. And works at a chop shop and sold it for a huge profit. So she stole a spinner right out from under you.
The son of a bitch stole my spinner.
Wait, you know who he was talking about that can make these boosters?
Yeah, that son of a bitch just stole my spinner. You didn't have to say that.
Yeah, but I just need clarification. I've been told I'm an old man at times.
Anyway, he stole my spinner.
He.
She stole my spinner. You can
Fidget
tell from nowadays how much hatred I
Fidget.
have for that.
Hacksaw stole your spinner. Does that mean she's now Fidget?
Fidget spinner?
Spinner.
Does that make sense?
Oh my god.
He has my Fidget as my spinner.
I cast minor illusion of my head exploding. All right.
Are we...
So we can go get my spinner back and free boosters.
I don't know if we can get your spinner back. We might be able to negotiate boosters. How do you know that she stole your spinner?
This is one of the people you grew up in the neighborhood with. She is a spinner mechanic.
She's an old maid from back in the days, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you think you can get over the mistrust? It sounds like she knows what she's doing, and we could do some business. We
No,
might be able to make a
she
client
stole my
to
spinner.
hook up all the boosters of all
She
the.
stole my
the
spinner.
fleet. Damn it!
I mean, sounds pretty cool to me.
How much was
Stole
that
my
spinner
spinner
worth?
and didn't give me at least the money for it.
Evandira kind of nudges you. Elena, she just goes, well, what you do is you steal the boosters out from under her nose. It's just fair, right?
Now I know why I kinda like you. And the money for my spinner.
If we can create a situation to maybe heist these boosters, that'd be pretty cool. The downside is we won't be able to add any new boosters to any other spelljammers.
Well, I mean, we don't own any other spelljammers right now, right?
Yet.
Yeah, we only have one so far. But this
Look.
one will go fast.
All I'm saying is right now,
Hello.
We're gonna run
It-
upstairs to grab
let's
some
be
more.
real, just aim for the stars.
Okay.
And, oh
We'll
wait,
be right back.
that's
Okay,
not intended
sounds
upon
good.
the fact that we're in space.
Love you too.
Damn right, and with those boosters we can aim even faster. Ish.
Okay,
Well, there is another option, too.
listening.
Maybe you thought about this, but we know where the prince is supposed to show up. We could maybe set traps. If he's got ground forces, maybe set a trap that would hurt his ground forces.
It's a trap.
That's something that's possible.
I mean, maybe.
All right.
Possibly.
Is that a
Considering
trap?
the time frame, unfortunately, I don't feel like we have enough time to create a plan to steal these boosters from
All of
Fidget.
this is afterwards. All of this is after. As a reward
What?
for winning the war.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know anything about setting traps. Do you think you might be able to enlighten the party for those of us that don't know on how we could do such a thing, or do we need to be there first?
No, we don't need to be there. One of the things we could do is punji pits, and she minor illusions like a pit of spikes, and she goes, "You can make illusions that are permanent now, right?"
How do
I
you
don't
know
what you're
that?
talking about. Illusions. Yes, I can.
Figured. I'm not as talented with magic as the rest of you seem to be. I'm a little bit more of a Mundy. I know a couple magic tricks that my sister taught me, but not much else. But I do know a lot about traps,
Hmm.
and I've read a lot of books.
Nerd.
Okay, I'm listening. What kind of space? What kind of time frame we looking at here?
My friend is right. You a nerd.
There's nothing wrong with knowing how to kill somebody efficiently.
You're speaking.
You
You're speaking to me.
You should know this then.
I do know this.
He doesn't know how
I
to
don't.
read.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to learn from someone who knows
So
more than me.
the few times my sister and I went dungeon crawling, we ran into lots of spike pits. They're not really hard to avoid if you know where they're at. But with a good illusion to hide them, you won't know where they're at until it's too late. In theory, anyway.
I already like where this is going.
Um,
Well, where it goes is they fall into the
I can
trap.
dig a 5-foot hole pretty quick.
Yes.
And
Okay, let's do this. Are we on the ship already?
oh yeah, you guys are already on the ship.
And then what's the Sevic or whatever? Is that his name?
Savik,
Savik.
swapped out with Serafina for spell jamming. It's already been 8 hours since he took control of the ship, so he has the long rest.
Okay. I'm gonna approach the. Wait, Serafina, you can hear me then, can't you? Then.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You know where we were when we found out about the prince?
I remember Red Rock Compound.
Well, then you already know what I want to ask her, don't you?
So we're headed there?
Let's go.
Alright, unbind me from this dock and we can be on our way.
All right, and then Ellerina, can you do me the biggest of favors?
No, what's up?
Can you help me unbind this from the dock?
Yep.
And I proceed to do so.
So you guys get the ship away. Serafina takes you guys out and begins to pick up speed. And you guys can smell something coming from the galley that smells fairly good. Like, God, is that spaghetti? Did we even have noodles here on the ship?
Noodles.
Huh.
Is this for real? Hold on. I've been played before. We had like. Didn't we only have like pretty crap rations on here? All right. Let's see what we're getting ourselves into. Amalia, can you do us a big favor? Make sure if any of us get sick, do your best to try and help us through it, because who knows, this could be a trap.
Can we inspect the food first? Wouldn't that be more helpful?
You can actually. You can cast purify food and water.
I don't have that prepared.
Oh,
It didn't seem necessary at the time. This is the only time we've actually eaten. Like,
no, true. That's
Well,
true.
the first time you guys have eaten, I've eaten more than once.
Yeah,
That's how you got to the bathroom.
we've had
Exactly.
been eating for fun.
The skeleton has eaten more than the rest of the party.
Yeah, you haven't gone to the bathroom once.
no,
Not that
Dredd
you know
ate
of.
those oysters that fucked him up.
Those were delicious.
That's fair. Okay, well, maybe next time we'll just wing it this time, and I just point to wing things and smile.
Oh, haha, very funny, you guys.
So you guys head down into the galley, and you can see Ratchet. He has several pans that he's kind of juggling, touching the side of the pan. And every time he touches one of these pans, they heat up. And he's got meat in one pan. In a pot, he's got some noodles that you're almost convinced you guys didn't even have. And he's also got another pot full of some sauce that you're pretty sure you did have some kind of like tomatoes and fresh vegetables on board that he maybe used to make this sauce. You're not fucking sure, but he got this going pretty quick. It's only been like 20 minutes.
Impressive.
I was like, "Hey, Ratchet, you having fun in there?"
Yeah, it's really dirty in here, but been in worse kitchens.
Yeah, we're bringing this crew together. We could really use a cook, so I'm gonna do whatever I can to try and get you to stay on your own choice.
And from
So
the
you
back-
you still don't want to kill the Simeon Syndicate, but well, leaving my mind to cook and thinking about what you said, what if we just got them in trouble with somebody and let somebody else do all the nasty, dirty work for us?
Well,
There we go. We can frame
That's-
them. Perfect.
that's
Yeah.
kind of okay. I'm not gonna lie, I have done similar things. I don't really like it, but we'll get there. Look, I'll just say this: they haven't really wronged us quite yet. In fact, every situation that we've encountered the Simeon Syndicate, they've been rather timid and cooperative. So, no offense. I just feel at this time I'd be really punching down if I really brought too much harm to them. Like, really punching down. Which, not saying that's okay, considering I know they took out your crew and all. But we'll get there. If they do something to wrong us, well, they'll get what's coming to them.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Well, plate yourselves. It's all pretty much done.
Don't set up any schemes to get us in trouble with them.
Oh, read my mind.
Well, I see a lot of me in you. And then I gotta do better and lead through example.
Aw.
So he sets out a plate of this food and starts eating and goes, I was lucky I had noodles on me.
I was wondering where that came from. We're not gonna die of dysentery, are we?
No, I made sure not to use the frog water.
Okay, because he's already dead and he's already dead, so it wouldn't bother them. But I have a rather weak stomach.
Yeah, who's dead? Who's dead?
Holy shit, are you a skeleton?
Hi. Hello.
I didn't even notice that. That's a good beard.
I just look at Dread. question for you.
What's
Stroke
up?
My beard.
I know you don't eat very much. I mean, clearly your stature is rather gaunt. What are your thoughts on this meal?
Do I have to taste it right now?
This Dragonborn, actually, what
Dread has
flavor of
dietary
Dragonborn is he?
I've got to ask, what kind of meat is in it?
Looks like hamburger, some sort of chopped up meat. He is a green Dragonborn.
If it looks like chop up burger.
Yeah, it looks like chopped up meat, chopped up really fine.
Well, it does smell delicious. My mouth is watering.
Is it in like a bowl or like a plate, or is it just on the pan still? Is it like where?
No, it's still on the pan. He
Then
said you guys can serve yourselves.
Great. I grab some with my fingers first.
You gross.
Okay.
fuck.
Oh, good. Get your nasty Come on,
And I
bro.
I
The rest of us have to eat out of that. You nasty. Shoot.
I fling it into my mouth, and I'm just like, hot. Oh, the taste of... Oh, God, you ruined its natural flavor. It's not raw.
You know you're supposed to eat pasta cooked. This guy does know you're supposed to eat pasta cooked.
No,
right?
the beef. The
Anyway.
the meat that's in here. It's not... You know what?
One of the grungs comes flopping in, and he's like, "Oh, that's great!"
It's
I quickly get ahead of the line and start passing out plates with sanitary hands.
I'm gonna go get the other guys. This is gonna be great. We haven't had spaghetti in ages.
I mean, like, it's fine, but, like... By the way, what is the red sauce that you use here?
Oh, let's marinara. You guys had a jar of tomatoes.
I guess it's my second favorite red sauce. It'll do.
What does it taste like, Dread?
It's proof that he's not allergic to garlic.
Hey.
I told you, this is always just a rumor.
I mean,
What
he's
does the
not
meat
allergic.
taste like, Dread?
It tastes cooked. It is fine.
Okay. Doesn't taste like anything else?
It doesn't taste like what I wish it to taste like. What do you mean taste like something else?
I'm very suspicious of this small child, okay?
Like you expected what, to be like chopped up human?
I don't know. I do not know.
Can I try to identify the taste if it tastes like human?
Give me a survival check.
I've tasted lots of humans.
Yeah.
I feel like that's impossible.
You have heroic inspiration. Please fucking use it.
Okay.
No one uses it.
Jesus Christ.
Keep saving it.
Hold on.
3.
So it's a 12.
It's a 12. Okay, a 12. I'll give it to you on a 12. You think this sauce is pretty good. It's really garlicky, not to your taste. Maybe it was made with some amount of, like, beef and rat. But it's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's all I lived on for like 6 years in college, so.
Beef and rat.
I really only did a 1-year course, but it took me 6 years. So I'm just gonna tell everyone that it's perfectly edible.
Self-burn, those are rare.
I'm gonna tell everyone that it's perfectly edible. I'm just gonna be like, guys, this is nothing that you wouldn't find back at any of the bars that we've been to. It's exactly what we have found in all the bars that we went to. It is absolutely, it's not divine, but it'll do. You guys hungry?
Okay.
This'll do it.
This is going to be delicious. And I start passing out plates.
I'm gonna wait until everyone starts eating before I ask my question.
And as I'm eating, I'm like, man, you can really taste the rat. This fucking good.
And I look over it, I'm just like, why, did you find the tail?
Huh?
Oh no, I took that.
Got a tooth.
You took the tail out? That's the best piece to slurp. Like, I know
that's
you
why
guys
took
like slurping, like, the spaghetti and think it's all funny and it's all like, whoo, we're having fun at dinner. No, the best part is the rat tail. And I look him dead ass in the face.
Damn, you guys already got the rat tail shit.
Right? They're not even going to share.
I mean, there had been 2. I mean, there's a lot of meat in here.
Well, some of that
Oh,
came
wait.
out of your guys' preserves.
Oh, so that was the beef. Okay. Do we got any left? Here, you're now on shopping duty.
No, you know what? Go get the rat tail. If Wingdings has never, like, experienced this before, I want him to at least experience it while he's still... I can't say he's alive, but while he's not dead.
Can he eat meat?
We don't know. He says he could.
Go on, fish out the rat tail, boy.
I can definitely pack it back. That's for
As
sure.
the grungs come pouring in here, Serafina just pops out of the middle of air, essentially, and goes, "Will someone please bring me a plate? I can smell that all the way back here."
Aww.
No, we demand
And I
rat
just-
tail.
I get right up and I'm like, yeah, that I should have done better. And I ferry the plate.
Guys, how many grunts did we fucking...
There's 6 grung here.
Oh my god.
So,
we have
so
enough
your
to feed
NPC
everyone?
party is 6 grung, Evandira,
Hold on. let me
Uh,
write this down.
Serafina,
Yeah, hold on.
Savik, and Ratchet now. You guys have a crew of 10.
Yeah, but
And Savik.
It's necessary to fly the ship.
No,
Yeah.
so Savik, I counted Savik. The 6 grung.
Okay, hold on. 6 grung,
Yeah, hold on. I can even tell you their names.
Savik.
Serafina. Who else?
Evandira, Savik, Ratchet, and the 6 grung.
Ratchet. Why couldn't I think of Ratchet? Okay.
That's who we just
The
got.
6
right?
grung. The 6 grung
Very
are
recent
Flop.
edition.
Wait, how do you spell that?
I have them on your character sheet on
Oh,
D&D Beyond. The 6 grung are Twop, Grippy, Slorp, Wump, and Greg.
where are they?
Grippy.
Wasn't that 5?
They're under your extras.
Extras. Thank you. Let's see here. Ah, okay. No, that's fucking awesome. Even better. Perfect. Thank you.
So there's 10 and then...
And then the 6 of you.
Oh my god. So this is a lot of spaghetti.
Oh man, this is fucking awesome, actually. And do we have enough spaghetti for the entire crew?
Yes.
That's fucking awesome. That's a great signing bonus for a rifle and a pistol. That's probably worth like 150 gold pieces on its own.
I believe the pistols were 125 when you guys sold them.
While I'm eating dinner, I'm gonna reach in my
If we wanted to buy them, they're probably 250.
I'm gonna reach in my duster and get a little vial, and it looks like wine. It doesn't smell like wine. But I'm gonna sip it like wine. Sip, sip.
Worcestershire sauce.
It's like a vitamin drink. It's got lots of iron in it that keeps me going.
How is it not solid by now?
You like shake it up. It's like
Sure.
you give it like a stir. Like you know, like you go down to like the city
what?
someplace and like you get one of those stir sticks for one of your hot drinks.
Yeah, that's still gross. Oh. I'm just sitting there trying to. I've lost my appetite for the spaghetti. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're not hungry anymore? You thirsty? And I go to like pass it to him.
No, I'm good. I'm good. All right. That was an excellent meal. Ratchet, seriously, you need to let us know what you need for this. This surpasses anything we've had on the ship so far.
Yeah, can you make
Well-
oysters?
I'm happy to work with you guys for the time being. Be a little happier if we can deal with those guys, but time will tell. Time will tell. I understand. Yeah. Well, essentially, we'll just need some fancier rations, really.
Fancier ration.
It's like I'm sitting there every time he brings it up, like Mustard just is sitting there like wheels turning. Is like, man, I would really like to keep this guy, but he's gonna keep on and on about this. So he's trying to figure out what to do about this situation.
Give me an insight check.
Natural 1.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Brain
you
power.
definitely have the feeling that he's scheming. What his schemes might play out being, you have no idea. Like you said, you see a lot of yourself in him, so you definitely feel like he's scheming. That's what you would do.
Yeah,
Can I provide a little guidance to this?
natural 1 will
I mean,
not
with a
help.
nat 1, no.
Yeah.
You could, but it's
I
still
appreciate
low.
Boo. Okay.
The best I would make it is a 5, and even
Yeah, that's
that
true.
is higher.
Yeah, that's not going to give you a lot more information than that.
Okay.
So after you guys get done eating, and he pours the water into a wastewater, like a wastewater barrel, water that's not fit to drink or bathe with, but it's still useful for other things. He goes through and he prestidigitations all of the cookingware clean.
Mm.
And then, as he's done with that, he picks up one of the pots and just, puts it on his robes and gives it a little bit of a push, and it pops back into his robes. And turns into a patch on his robes.
Cute.
Mages.
That's cool.
Making a mental note later.
These mages, they know so crazy things.
They do. They're crazy.
Well, what's next on our agenda? We have actually, how long do we have, DM?
Just a few more minutes until you guys are there. Takes you guys an hour to get through your food, maybe 2 hours to get there. The 30 minutes of conversation before this. You guys have maybe a half hour, maybe less.
Okay, and did this count as a short rest?
Yeah.
All right, everyone gets fucking bar information if you haven't had it.
Yeah, buddy.
Megan.
Okay, that's all. I just play music in the background while we venture to the
Will we arrive?
site.
I think I'm just gonna go into our hammock.
So as you guys arrive to this ruined outpost, you can still see the ruins of this destroyed Spelljammer, but it seems to have been looted in the few days that you've been gone. Literally, people have cut pieces off of it to take with them. The barracks seem like they've had their doors blown off in the meantime, since you guys have been here, and the temple seems more or less in the same condition it was. The Temple to Bacchus.
Okay, well, I can't say it's the way we left it, but it's everything the way we left it minus parts of it. How big is the overall Spelljammer?
The one that's destroyed?
Yeah.
The one that's destroyed is about 180 feet long. It's a star moth, and when it hit the ground, it had buried itself nose first, and it seems like people have cut off the wings and thoracic section on the back off.
Okay.
If there was any additional resources inside, by now they've surely been pillaged.
And just looking at it here, I got 1/4 level spell slot, so I can do the trap thing for 120-foot section.
And that's it.
So, is there any way we can cover some kind of compromising device, like an explosive or something?
Well, we have standard cannons.
It's a lot of shrapnel.
Evandira kind of shrugs and is like, I could take apart some of the rounds for those cannons and make an improvised explosive. I'm not very good at it. I'm not the best, but that could work. But it'd consume some of our ammunition.
I look at that, Amalia. Amalia, question.
Hmm.
Do you have any diamonds?
Give me an
Don't-
insight check.
Who, me or him?
Either one of you.
11 inside check.
11.
Oh, you sound so sad. Dirty 20.
Okay. He asks if you have any diamonds, and your eyes shoot over to your best friend, Evandira. And she has a big bead of sweat that just barely appears on her forehead. And she makes a very subtle attempt at wiping it away that you notice, and it doesn't seem like anybody else does.
Honey?
And I
Do
just
you
look at
remember-
I'm like, specifically 200 gold pieces worth. And I just look at, before you answer that question, I just look at Ratchet. Ratchet, do you know how to make a glyph of warding?
Unfortunately, no.
And I just look at Evandira. I was like, don't worry. You can hold that thought. Your secret's safe with us. Damn it. That would have been very helpful.
I know how, I just need some time to prepare it.
You do.
We have
Yeah.
time. About 32 hours now.
Well, that gives us time. But the downside is you may not be able to do the same things that our friend here might be able to do. The reason being, the glyph of warning will allow us to, if memory serves me correctly, might have been a little tipsy when I heard this in the tavern, but you can put a spell in it that you want.
That you can.
Into the ring?
Into the glyph.
Into the glyph.
Well, I just look at Ratchet. Ratchet gives me the sense that he might be able to maybe make things go boom.
Oh, that I can do.
And, well, if he would be able to put that in a little spell, that might help us.
Well, I can also make illusions like you do. I'm not really super talented at it, but if it was something simple like bare ground or grass, I could probably do that.
How much gunpowder do we have?
That I never knew about.
I look at the quartermaster. How much disposable gunpowder do we have?
That's a better question.
Delumbo kind of thinks about it and he goes, well, if we were to sacrifice some cannon shots, half of what we have, about half one of those explosive barrels you used that one time? Maybe
About
12
half
or 13 pounds? It'd be a pretty big boom.
Okay. Yes. That sounds like at least the least we can do. We're gonna need that. And then Who wants to write our bait note as I look for a spot to pin it on this spell jammer? I just look for a location, the best place for us to place like a compromising explosive that just as soon as they like see, oh fuck, a note, a little ransom note maybe. I'm gonna go read it. It goes boom.
Ooh.
I mean, the absolute best place to put it would be the captain quarters, right? That'd be somewhere that they'd hide important documents or something.
Sounds like a winner. That's what I would do. Here I am, telling myself that I don't want to go and attack the Simian Syndicate for wiping out this man's crew, but I am literally just setting up a bomb for some unfortunate soldier who could probably getting paid minimum wage to go find someone.
Do you voice these concerns?
I probably say that out loud without realizing that it was supposed to be an inner monologue.
You just see that everyone agrees, but doesn't say anything.
I guess
It's just like, well, that's war for you. You know, what is it good for?
But
Right.
is it war for? Absolutely more war? How does the rest of that go? I don't know.
This guy. Well, you know, the Titan does owe us a favor, and she'll be here before the combat, right?
She's probably within range of us now, to be honest.
You know what's odd? Wonder what she was going to do.
Well,
Who knows?
we can only speculate. And whatever it is, hopefully, it's adjacent to our priorities and not against them. Yeah, that's the best we can hope for right now. Unless you're
Well,
coming up
either
with a
way.
counter plan.
You see Evan here, she walks over to a square and just goes, shoop, and a cloud of dirt jumps out of it, and there's a 5-foot hole. And she's like, hey, skeleton man, find some sticks.
Yes. Okay.
Actually, let's just make. We're trying to make sharp, pointy sticks, so get the good ones.
Oh.
Yeah, skeleton man.
Look at you guys wanting the fancy sticks, I guess. All right.
We
And I start
want.
looking for these.
Think about it. These sticks are going to impale people.
I look for the
Face.
goodest sticks.
The baddest, goodest sticks. Find the sticks that want vengeance.
The stick was born of hatred. It is waiting for its moment.
It's the sticks time.
But yeah, she digs some of these pits. Wingdings, give me a nature or survival check.
Oh boy.
Or anybody who
oh boy,
wants
oh
to go
boy.
find stick.
Okay.
I'm going to prepare the captain's quarters.
I will
I'm
also
gonna-
help.
Son
I
of a
need to-
bitch. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
It was that
I'm
bad?
gonna oil.
It was that bad.
I'm gonna
Okay,
oil
it's
the
16
hammer.
to look for sticks. My heroic inspiration are gone.
It cometh and then it leaveth.
You find a good number of like branches and sticks, and then you think about it, and you're like, "You've got a fucking spelljammer right there. Let's go pull off pieces of metal too. Just sharp, pointy pieces of metal. You find debris like that to fill these holes with. You're trying to ghetto engineer an explosive. So this is how I'm gonna make it work. Your explosive is gonna do a D6 for each shot you consume of your normal mundane cannon ammo on that sheet. It should be 50.
Nice.
So for each shot you use up, that is one less shot you'll have for the final fight, but also big explosion.
I say we go 15.
15, you said.
How much of each of these shots cost us?
So each of the mundane cannon shots cost you guys 1 ammo. And unless you guys have used them, I don't think you have. When I set up the sheet, I gave you the 50 I have written down.
Oh, 15 is
So that's
easy.
how many
then.
pieces. That's how many pieces of ammo you guys have. It's 50.
80?
50.
All right, but how much did that cost us? That's what I'm wondering.
50 gold.
If I remember right, it was 50 gold pieces per 20 shots.
Cost a tree 50.
Then sure. You know what? It was per 20, like stacks of 20 essentially. Then, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 100 GP per stack of 20. But still. It's 50 if you guys have the mechanic shop.
Fuck it. We're going to do a full 20. I'm going to check my quartermaster. Can we afford that? 30 rounds? Do you think we could do that during the fight? Or do we need to do 15?
We can make it work. We should probably work on recharging the guns, too. The arcane cannon needs 7 more levels of spell. And I think the deck gun can be refilled back to 10.
Well, I can handle the main one myself, then. Okay. 15. We'll go 15. We'll take 15 shots, and we'll set that up to create the improvised explosive. And, if I can, I would like to do it in clusters of, like, 4. No, we'll do 20. We'll do 5 clusters of 4. And just kind of, like, rig them to where anyone that's also down the hall is pretty much rig as much as I can.
You want to rig the whole ship to explode as best as you can. Maximum size.
And make it to where one person doesn't just get hit by one. They get hit by a couple at a time. That way it hurts, and it doesn't just knock them on their ass.
Overlapping shenanigans, yeah. Someone's
Okay,
played a
give
lot of
me
power
a...
chess.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Malia,
Mm-hmm.
if there was ever a moment where I could use some guidance, this would be the
Okay.
moment.
I got you, bud.
Would you like some inspiration from Dread?
Let's hear it, Dread. Inspire me.
You can do it, and you shall do it.
You
All
can
right.
do it.
You said a sleight of hand.
I was gonna
Is that
give him
correct?
that, but it is currently a D8. I'm pretty sure. Yep, D8.
It's a D8?
Yep,
Oh, I rolled a D6. Hold on.
yep. Because I hit 5th level bard, sir.
All right. I rolled with all the help, the inspiration, and my natural +8 on this.
Oh boy.
28.
Whoa.
You do a very good job of pulling up floor panels, ceiling tiles. You litter the ship's hallway to the captain's quarters with as many explosives as you can. And with DeLumbo's guesstimation, it seems like it's gonna do around 20d6 force damage. And it's gonna destroy this spelljammer and probably injure people within 60 feet of it.
Nice.
I just look at everyone and I was like, just so you all know, I will probably never be able to accomplish such a feat again. This is the pinnacle of my existence so far.
So far.
I'm gonna say this effort, you guys digging these holes, rigging this to explode, this is gonna set you guys back for about 4 hours.
That's fine. And then I will use my 1 4th level spell slot. If I need to permanently make an illusion about the holes or whatever I need to amongst the ship, I can use that with a major image.
Okay. So you made your image over these holes. I'm going to set the hole DC as your spell save.
That'd be 15.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
No, I'm good.
I think that was rather productive. I think we need to retire for the night, prepare for the oncoming hours.
Where do we have the cube stored?
You entrusted Garth with it, but you didn't tell him what it was.
Okay.
You just said we need to keep this for safekeeping. Nobody else can know you have it.
Okay.
Safekeeping.
So that was the favor you guys cashed in with Garth.
Okay.
All right, and then I think that's good enough for us all to take a long rest.
Yeah, you guys have been up for more than enough time at this point. You guys are getting really tired. I'm just making sure there's nothing you guys wanted to do before we move on.
I have 6, 8, 10, 13 spell slots to dump in our cannons before I finish the long rest.
So your arcane cannon can hold up to 30, and your deck gun can hold up to 20.
And what are we currently standing at?
23 and 10, according to my notes.
Can I just put all my spell slots in there?
Yeah.
All right. So I top off the big one then.
I top up the rest. And then Arena's just gonna do one last walkthrough around the ship before going to bed.
Elrina, are you excited?
Right, we're gonna war.
We actually get a chance to use this artillery that we've been hoarding.
Alright. See how there's puppy holes in the air.
You're not worried the least bit
Fish.
that we might not make it through it?
We can always sacrifice Dread just in case.
What?
He's already dead.
We'll
What?
make it, don't worry. I do what I can to make this ship float.
What race is the prince and the princess? What race are they?
They are astral elves.
Wow, Kelly, you can't just ask that.
I mean, you could ask that of the prince, he'd be really proud about it.
You would, yeah. Especially if you said it with awe. In their army is made up of astral elves?
Yes. As far as you have seen of the Crimson Dawn, they have never been anything but astral elves.
Okay.
Pale skin, pale hair, and just piercing, glowing eyes.
Anything
No
that
other
makes it
preparations
before
before you
long rest.
guys hit your long rest territory.
I recharge my rifle. Slap in that good spell slot. Just
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. What spells can I remove and put in real quick?
I'd say between all the casters on the ship, you guys have more than enough spell slots to refill all the rifles, the pistols, the cannons.
Oh yeah, no, I go around doing that while maintaining the ship.
For breakfast, I make sure that the entire party gets heroic inspiration.
noise.
Ba-da-dow.
That is
So-
very nice of you.
After you guys lay down for the night, you guys are taking your rest shift. I assume you guys have the spelljammer floating a little lower so you guys can get on and off of it.
Yeah, but at night we kind of go away from the ground if we can help it.
Okay.
That way no one can sneak on.
Like, once you guys are done down here, you just bring up your ladders, float up a few hundred feet.
Yep.
Who's going to take first watch?
Yeah, I was going to say, does that require a jammer to be doing that the entire time? Fuck.
Yes, someone has to be controlling the ship the whole time. Seraphina is currently doing that. She and Savik can switch out, or if you give him permission, Savik, Ratchet, and Seraphina can all three switch out.
Press Ratchet right now to do so.
I'll take first watch.
But the literally 2 hours before you guys came here, Seraphina switched out with Savik. He went to rest, and she took over. She could keep this floating for your entire long rest, and then switch out with Savik, no problem. Like, you only need 2 spelljammers to keep a ship. You only need 2 pilots to keep it active 24/7.
Okay. I'm just thinking, like, how crazy that would be for a person to just sit there for 8 hours straight, like, sitting still while everyone else is sleeping. I'm worried about the psychology of that individual. Okay.
I mean, you know, they could sit there, read a book. They don't really have to pay attention if it's not moving.
That's fair. Okay. That's true. They can...
So, who's taking first watch on the ship?
I'll
Me.
take first watch.
Oh, okay.
So as you...
We can roll for it if you want. Or you
No,
can
go
take-
ahead.
I have it danced off. Go.
All right. I rolled
So-
a 3, so she gets to take it.
She rolls a 2 on that one.
So you and a trio of the grungs are sitting on the top of the ship, just looking for flying monsters, anything that could endanger the spelljammer. But you're not super concerned. And while you guys are out here, you can see, small pockets of clouds float by, a rainstorm further off in the reef. Give me a perception check.
That would be you there.
Kelly.
Sorry, yeah, I'm rolling 21.
21. So with a 21, your eyes roll over a strange patch of sky that looks off in some way. Like, your eyes roll over it just for a split second and the stars don't match, like they've moved. And then, like, you notice this and you jerk your head to look at that patch of sky again, and the visual's gone. It's moved again. And it kind of strikes you. You remember this feeling from when you guys had run into Crow out in dead space, out in the empty space.
The illusion.
Somewhere nearby, within a few miles at the very least, the Black Swan's patrolling out here.
Which ship is the Black Swan?
That's Crow's ship.
Okay.
She said she was going to have it patrolling out in this area, out at Red Rock.
Mm-hmm.
But you've spotted the telltale signs of it. You didn't spot the ship, but you spotted signs that it was here.
Okay. I get my telescope out to see if there's anything else that I can see from here.
Okay, give me another perception check.
It's worse. 9. Well, I guess would it be at advantage with the telescope, or does the telescope just get me another one? Okay.
A telescope grants you advantage.
Okay.
Whoever's on watch should have the telescope. That's why I gave
21. Agreed. 21.
no- another 21. So with
Yes.
another 21, you can see out far into the reef. You can see off into the distance into Five Fingers territory. A trio of ships are making regular rounds back and forth. But you don't spot the Swan again. If it's still patrolling this area, it's not in the direction you're looking.
Okay.
Who's taking second watch?
I'll go for second watch.
Okay. I'll let him know what I saw. Like, keep an eye out. Bitch, make me
Yeah.
uncomfy. Yeah. I'll give him the telescope.
Okay. Wingdings, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception check. 16.
So, with the 16, you can see some of the local wildlife has begun to come back into this area. You hadn't noticed it last time you guys were here. It had been pretty normal, but you can see wolves in the area hunting down some regular fauna, some deer. It's just a nice, peaceful hunt. You don't see anything else, even with the advantage of having a telescope to look out for it. Towards the end of your shift, Ellerina, you get a message from Crow.
Oh. Only the best.
This bitch.
You.
Titan inbound. Alert your spelljammer that in 30 seconds I'm going to attempt to waypoint you. Do not resist it. We will be teleporting aboard.
Awesome. I get up and ring the bells. Would you ring my bell?
And Seraphina just appears right beside you and she's like, that was startling. What do you need?
Crow's gonna waypoint us right now.
Okay.
So everybody be ready. And agree to it.
Oh, you don't want me to resist. Okay.
Yes,
Well.
don't resist.
When that happens, I think she just pinged us.
Stop resisting.
Right.
You guys can see the ship begins to glow with a soft gold light. And, like, on the deck, on the top deck of the ship, just a small illusory ball appears midair. And begins to pulse.
Are we all awake?
No.
Anybody who wants to be can be. I
Or
mean,
is this very just lost?
Ellerina came running through ringing bells.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What,
No.
what the hell is
Yeah, we're
going on?
5 more
Why,
minutes.
why are we glowing? This is probably a bad idea. Why are we glowing?
We're getting waypoint by Crow.
What does that
She
mean?
teleported. And she
She's
found the
teleporting
target.
to us?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Why is she? She's actually teleporting here on us, like her or the ship.
Yeah.
As if to answer,
What are you
there's
talking
a thundercrack from above deck, like on the top deck. And just as Wingdings is getting ready to go below deck, you see a thundercrack and a flash of light. And standing on your guys' deck is Crow Brimnar and a person you've yet to meet. A dwarf with golden armor.
No, we met Torvin.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys haven't met Dwarf. Never mind.
Oh, there.
Person.
Dwarven Rumblegut is here.
Hey,
Yeah.
Welcome.
We have met everybody but Ahab.
Logan hasn't shown up yet.
Logan, there we go.
Also Ahab.
Welcome back, Crow and Torvin. Welcome aboard to the El Tiburon. Am I saying that correctly, Stephen?
El Tiburon.
El Tiburon.
I will never say that correctly.
Sorry,
El
that's why I didn't
Tiburon
correct you, so I just
Espacio.
let it go.
El Tiburon de
So
Espacio.
every time you're gonna name the ship, just be like, oh, and the name of our El Arena, El Tiburon, and continue your sentence.
But yeah, Crow responds. She nods to you and says, "Well, I recruited some additional help here. I figured you guys might need a powerhouse to keep your crew on their feet."
Well, I've only heard stories, and I've seen a bit of your work in, man, what was the name of it again? Rotsbury? Was that where we were?
Mm-hmm.
The town that got blown up?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's very
Yes. Seen your work in Rotsbury, and I'm glad to have you aboard.
Big fan.
Big fan.
well.
Torvin is the greatest healer,
So,
and the gods love him way too much.
by my count, we've got about 20 hours left. Have you guys given your battle plans to the rest of your fleet?
Well, we just finished taking a long rest and finishing up the plans. We were about to make that actually transmission now. And essentially, I like the idea of we all focus fire on whatever we fire on. But then then we all focus fire on whoever takes the next shot and hits the next target. We just continue to focus fire on whatever person we can. And then our plans will be to keep our distance. Nobody cuts from the lines until our lines get broken, which if we don't allow that to happen, then we'll be ahead of the game.
Okay. A regular slugfest, then.
Essentially.
The flying V position.
We'll move, and I'll just simply say, if we go to move in, we all move in as a line. We don't let anyone get past us.
Makes
And
sense.
that'll be on my command.
Solid strategy. Did you give any thought to a decapitation strike?
The thing is, any of the plans that I come up with at the moment are going to be null and voided almost the moment we encounter the enemy. I tend to, as I always have, act on the night. I tend to improv these things, but if we have a solid plan going into it as we go now, at least the bare minimum of a plan that's hard to break, we might be able to accomplish something until better opportunities present themselves. And then
It's a
with
fair
the-
point. Better
with
to
the
plan.
strategy we have as of right now, we'll all be at least somewhat close enough, but yet far enough to where we're not all hit by the same targets. This will be interesting. There might even be an opportunity for us to board a ship or two. It depends.
Well, I think I could make that opportunity a guarantee. And she pulls out from a bag that is far too small to hold this. She pulls out a staff and kind of clacks it on the deck and says, "I've been thinking about it, and if you have time and want to risk that decapitation strike, I brought a gift from an old friend of mine that I don't really use as often anymore. Typically, I give it out to one of the members of High Command so that they can conduct decapitation strikes. But, being a Titan and all, I have the privilege of just taking things back when I give them."
Must be nice.
I've gone ahead and borrowed the Voyager staff, but I'm not attuned to it. With the promise of its return, I could let one of you borrow it and guarantee your ability to conduct decapitation strikes. Now, mind you, it's a one-and-done kind of thing. Once you teleport across, you're stuck on that side of the ship until somebody comes to get you. Unless, of course, I follow along.
And that's where your favor comes into play.
Precisely.
It's kind of interesting how you engineered us a specific way to use said favor.
Well, you know, that's just good business. Well, business that's good for me.
Now, I have a question for you. What is your plans versus that dragon?
Fighting a solar dragon is never easy. But dragons have a particular weak point. Their breath weapon. Now, normally, a dragon's most dangerous weapon is their breath weapon. It's the mightiest tool in their entire arsenal, and most dragons focus on making that their primary attack, and recovering that being their primary option. Some dragons even focus all of their magical ability on simply being able to use their breath weapons as often as possible. But what if a breath weapon just doesn't hurt what you're firing it at? See, I have a little secret. Radiant attacks won't hurt me.
Interesting.
This dragon's breath weapon, it's nothing to me. I can walk right through it, right into his face.
That's exceptionally well for you. Why do I have to put my crew within the firing range of said weapon?
Well, that's the best part. You don't.
That's the answer I wanted to hear. So you're going to take that out on your own after we seize the ship?
As soon as I see him, my goal is to be right on top of him, hitting with every spell, every attack, and every stab from my Noto spear that I can.
Okay, that's completely fair. So, I just spitball a couple scenarios by you. It shows up in combat first 5 seconds. Say nowhere near us. How are we then getting your reassurance that you're going to help us teleport back from said enemy ship once we teleport upon it? What happens if your fight with the dragon takes longer than intended? What happens if you lose said fight? We just remain stranded on the ship, or does this staff you provide us only one charge, or is it hopefully two to get off?
Whoever is wielding the staff can use 7 of its 10 charges to cast teleport, or a number of other spells that it bears.
It's one of those types of enchantments. And
Yeah,
I just look at my instrument and it's like, my crew and I actually assembled this ourselves, and it has similar properties. Probably nowhere near as powerful as that, but our little humble project here goes its distance.
I have other ways I can deal with the dragon, but dealing with it personally works best. If you'd like, I can also summon dragons. Now, they won't be able to deal with him quite as quickly, but it's an option.
I just want reassurance that we have the ability to return back to the ship once we've boarded the enemies and most likely laid claim to anything not nailed down. And you and I both know if we happen to land on one of those spiders, that happens probably to be the ship that Lucius herself is going to claim. Rightfully so. We offered the ship, and if we made it easy, we are going to steal everything that's nailed down. That's not nailed down. Hell, we'll unpry the nails. If it's nailed down, we might take it too.
Well, guaranteeing your trip back is a little bit of a mite more difficult.
Yeah. See, that's the snag that I was worried about.
But I can teleport up to 4 times a day.
Jesus.
So, worst case scenario, you guys would have to wait on the ship until I'm done with the dragon. Then I come to you and take you back to your ship.
Actually, this is best case scenario for us, and this is actually the arrangement I wholeheartedly hope you're willing to agree with. That dragon, you and I both know, will not die within 30 seconds, possibly. I don't know, it might. But either way, within the first few, you'll have plenty of time to teleport us upon an enemy ship. Upon at that point, you don't need to necessarily help us with the fight. You've provided us the assistance of Torvin, and I'm sure he planned on coming along. We could take care of the ship crew ourselves. I just would then use the staff to, or whoever uses the staff. Most likely, I look at you, Alarina. Most likely you, or maybe even you, Amalia. I don't know. You might be able to use it. I might even be able to. We'll use that to teleport back, is what I'm trying to get at.
Alright. I can teleport you to the enemy ship of your designation. More than easy.
And then, before I get too far ahead of myself, I just look at the crew. I was like, do I hear of any of objections? Is everyone on board with boarding an enemy ship?
Oh, absolutely. I am down for that. Let us go.
Alarina?
Let's do it. Sorry.
Amalia?
Why not?
Dread, you've been quiet. That's unlike you.
Sometimes I just like to listen to a good idea finally come out.
I'm glad you're on board. Well, it's going to be one hell of a day. I
But not for us.
hope you're right there. I truly do.
So I have a question for you then.
God damn it, what time is it? So tired.
Like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
I mean, I'm so awake.
We're just getting back. We're just waking up from our long rest.
So I have a question for you.
Listening.
The Swan and the Snakebite both have talented boarding parties. Would you like them to secure a couple Star Moths? Not exactly part of our agreement, but if it helps things come to an end a little faster, I can always have the Swan get nice up and close and personal while it's invisible.
You just see the biggest grin appear from ear to ear upon Colin Mustard for the briefest of moments before he goes stoic and says, yeah, actually, but my question is, you mentioned securing. Would that be in our fleet's name?
Whoever takes possession of it after us is none of our concern. Although you might find it a little short on ammunition, cannons, and laser weapons.
Yes, the standard affair. A blank slate, as you will. Understandable. But
I was just saying my Marines have a habit of taking everything that's not nailed down and then pulling up the nails if they can. Men after your own heart.
I only expected the same. That sounds like one heck of an idea. We'll have to see what they're able to accomplish, and unfortunately, we may not be able to fully man. Well, I know we won't be able to fully man another ship, but we may be able to have at least someone drive it.
All of my Marines are more than capable pilots.
Exciting.
Lucius's Marines, they're capable pilots, but I have a feeling they're more than likely going to follow along with the Snake Lady. The Serpent Blades are default aggressive.
How much do you know about what happened on the ground hours ago?
What do you mean?
We
What do you mean, what do
did
you
a
mean?
little mission on the
What do you
ground there.
mean? What do I mean?
We set up some traps. Make sure none of your men go on the ground game unless they're rather astute at seeing illusions.
Kind of looks around for a moment and goes, "Oh, bougie pits."
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll keep my men off the ground. Thanks for the notice.
Also,
I appreciate the heads up.
the ruined jammer is rigged to the teeth with explosives. Go near it, and you'll probably explode. You're probably safe knowing you, but the people you're with might not be so lucky.
Duly noted.
And then DM, how much longer but you got between now and the quote unquote time frame?
About 18 hours.
All right, then. Is there anything that we are worried about trying to accomplish before then?
Well, you still haven't alerted your fleet to your guys' plans.
Uh,
2 hours one way back to Barracoon, where you had met them.
Okay. So, how many spell slots will it take for me to relay? Well, there's how many captains do I need to reach out to?
You guys have a total of 21 ships. You only need to alert 2. Or, you have 2 you know you don't need to alert.
Okay.
Yours and the Black Swan. But you could always word it in a way to leave you room at the end to go and forward this on to the next captain. Or to forward this on to another captain.
Okay. Standing orders. Focus fire. Priority 1, our vessel. Priority 2, next vessel's hit. Stay in line formation. Advance upon notice. Board within range. Pass along. That's 25 words.
Okay. Who are you sending to first?
Who's the loudest? Who would I say?
Who's also the most trustworthy? In case we need to have them relay it. Maybe Reagan?
And then I send a follow-up message. Report back confirmation of orders. No, that's all I put in it.
T minus 18 hours?
Oh yeah, T minus 18 hours. There we go. That's a good one.
I'm gonna say the most trustworthy that you guys feel would either be the Welshman or Captain Hoshizaki, and the loudest would either be the Brick Boots or the Five Fingers. They're very vocal.
I send the same message, the same 2 messages. Because I can do... Yeah, I can spend all my spell slots and take a long rest before then. To Hoshizaki and one of the Five Fingers that I think is going to try and fudge the message.
Hey, give me a history check.
That would be a 15.
Like, you finish sending the first and second messages and just so happen to look up at the Temple of Bacchus. And it occurs to you, there might still be more of that cider that let you recover spell slot.
Yep, I remember that. Good juju.
Oh. Interesting.
You also remember, you couldn't take it out of the temple.
That's true. And we got time. Well, who's looking forward to potentially getting a little tipsy before we have our final fight?
Who's?
I can think of no better time.
I just look at Ellerina. Ellerina, you're of age now, right? to drink some alcohol. I mean, you're gonna be fighting in a war. You kind of deserve a drink.
She's a grown girl. She needs 2.
Old enough to die, old enough
Hey.
to puke. Let's go.
All right. Well, everyone, let's head to let's go to the temple. See if we're able to acquire some more of that cider. And this time, Dread, please don't stand in it.
I didn't know.
Well,
As Seraphina takes the ship down and Safik wakes up and begins the morning prep routine, they switch out, and as you guys begin to descend, Seraphina stops Amalia, of all people, and says, there's a request I'd like you to pass on to Oliver at my behest. When you
Jeez.
find my brother's ship, if I can find it, I'd like to be aboard the ship with you. When we confront my brother, I want to be there.
I can understand this would be very personal for you. That's fair.
Thank you.
Why not ask Oliver yourself?
I feel he might be a bit more understanding if it was passed on through somebody he knew. Also, I don't quite trust him.
Why not? Is it the mustache?
It's the fact that he's wearing a disguise.
Listen, we all do things to protect ourselves. That's his way of protecting himself.
That's true, but
I
consider it from my point
wouldn't
of
be
view.
working with him. I understand, but I wouldn't be working with him if I didn't trust him.
I understand.
Which I understand is not the same way that each person feels about whoever they're working with. But that's how I feel. I wouldn't work with somebody if I didn't trust them.
You don't trust the Titan Crow? Though, that's probably a good idea.
I trust them to do what they said they were going to do, but I think that they want to do more than that, and that's the thing that makes me nervous. But
As it should.
Oliver wouldn't do that to us, though. Not Oliver. And Dredd talks a big game, but he's just a silly guy.
Dredd strikes me as a maniac. One who doesn't think about the ends of his actions before he takes them.
I mean, yeah.
I have no idea what I should be feeling about Ellerina. She is a violent little ball of fury.
Listen, we all have our strengths.
When you've been alive as long as I have.
At any rate, I'm going to help Safik prepare the ship for the next combat.
Yeah. And I hope that you know that if there is anything that you need to talk about, that you can talk to me about it.
Of course, that's why I'm approaching you now.
I'm gonna incite her again.
He seems to be telling the truth. I'm not even going to have you roll for it.
Okay. But
She
there's
seems to
nothing
be
else
telling the
that,
truth.
like... There's nothing else she's holding back here?
She's not holding anything back in this moment.
Okay, at this moment. Okay. Noted. Duly noted. Okay, I leave her to it.
Okay, as you guys descend and head to the Temple of Bacchus, and cross the threshold, you can see once again these great basins are filled with this cider. But it seems substantially lower than it had been before. There's still plenty of cider here, like you can still dip a cup all the way underneath it, but they're about half full now.
I just look around. It's like, well, before we take any, it's only right, even if there's only so little. And I just scoop up some and sacrifice some to the shrine.
There you go. Very nice.
Make a charisma saving throw.
You remember this part?
17.
You are struck by an inspiration. Ask me any question you would like about the enemy fleet,
Oh,
and I will answer it truthfully.
Just on a 17?
Oh, damn.
it's plot twist. The shrine is to the DM.
How many hit points does the prince have?
287.
Holy
287.
287.
All right.
HP.
We got a number, folks.
Son of a bitch. That is too goddamn high.
It's doable.
It is doable. Maybe. We'll have to see how that goes.
We'll have to see how that goes.
I'm just like... Wait, well, why do I know this about... I just say, well, thank you. I appreciate the effort and the help. In the meantime, I will also partake a little bit. And I just jaunt on over to the little thing and scoop up a cup myself.
But yeah, for your guys' effort, this is alcohol. You guys can get as shit-faced as you trust yourself to be.
Alright, so
Alcohol.
how many spell slots do I get back upon?
So per cup per resistant saving throw, like it's a DC 15 saving throw for this hard apple cider or this hard cider. You get a 3rd level or lower spell slot.
Okay. Well, then I'll just take 1 cup, because then that'll give me a 3rd level. And, con save
15.
I got a 13.
You're feeling it. This is good apple cider. Your mustache is a little askew.
I'm just like, guys, I'm definitely telling that this is not helping what I was hoping for, but I'm not dissatisfied. Yeah.
Very appreciative.
And
So
I
as
don't
you
go
guys
on-
are taking your time and drinking up, kind of being a little merry in this moment, you can see a blurry shape descend just over your spelljammer. And it takes you a moment to realize that at this range, this close, it's the swan.
I almost vomit
And-
out of anxiety.
A couple Marines exit to the deck of the swan. Crow gives them some orders. She says something to them that you guys can't hear. You can see that they're talking, though. And then the swan pivots, disappears in midair, and seems to fly away.
Did it
There
leave
you
the
go.
soldiers on the ship?
No. The soldiers exited to the deck of their ship. It came about even with your guys' ship. Crow said something to them. They go back inside and it leaves.
Gotcha. Okay. Ellerina, one day do you think you'll be able to do such feats with the Spelljammer? I'm going to take your
Stephen's
silence as
asleep.
an overwhelming yes.
Extreme, yes.
If you want to be
Yes.
yes. There's a reason it can do that. I'll put it like that. But yeah, the swan seems to be back on a patrol route, but it's a little faster about it.
Well,
At this
guys,
17 hours remain.
I think I need to go sleep this off.
You were just
And
sleeping.
Yeah, then I did this, and I just scoop up another drink and just drink it anyway. It's like an hour probably.
Damn
just get
shame
crashed.
I can't get drunk.
Yeah, I rolled the same exact thing. Another fail. If it was another 15. Yeah.
You don't remember this hitting this hard last time. Maybe it's because you didn't eat breakfast.
I'm gonna go sleep this off. It takes a lot out to issue so many orders to so many people. If you need me, I'll be on a
Somewhere.
cot somewhere. Yep.
You know, I got a good bed back on the ship.
Are you talking about that coffin?
Are you talking down to it? Like as if it's not comfortable?
I just don't sleep in a coffin as a normal person would normally do.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Hammocks is the only way to sleep.
I agree that
You'd be surprised.
it is good to venture out and do things you're not used to. But I will one day sleep in a coffin, and I hope that it's a very, very long time from now.
Well, you don't have too long. You only have like 10 hours from now. So we'll have to get you up.
Thank you, Dread, for being Dread. As I trot off.
I bow. I do like the... You're welcome.
Seriously. Dread's awesome.
So,
And I'm going to take a long rest while the rest of the party can do whatever they want. Because
Okay.
I have like no spell.
You gotta sleep. You gotta sleep off the booze too.
That and yeah.
so, Wingdings, can you really not feel what it was like to feel drunk at all?
I remember what it was like to feel drunk. I do not feel drunk now.
I'm sure you do. You were probably an
It's
alcoholic back then. You probably never stopped.
I just proceed to fucking Captain Barbosa it.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew he was an alcoholic. Death won't stop him.
I can't get drunk. I can't feel it.
Yeah. That's the worst nightmare. You're literally living the worst nightmare for an alcoholic.
Like I'm quite literally immune to poison.
That's rough.
An alcohol counts as a poison.
It do.
That makes sense. Yep.
So in death, your addiction was cured.
I mean, I wouldn't call it an addiction.
You that's eating.
That's what you called it.
Do you remember anything about your life before we found you?
I remember things. Don't worry about it.
What things? This is before the great cataclysm that we are going to
Look, I got plenty of memories. They're great, alright?
Go on,
real good.
open up a
wish you
little.
knew.
You know, like
wish you knew.
reveal a bone or two. Come on.
I have some of the
Look.
best memories. I have great memories. No other memories are better than mine.
These are the greatest memories.
Everybody else is jealous of my memories. You can tell how much they ask about this.
Clearly, Dread's memories are not the greatest. Not like mine, of course.
I lived for so long. I have lived technically 6 full lifetimes.
Oh,
Your
really?
age
Then why does
changes
no one
every
ask
single
you
time
about
we
that?
talk about it.
I'm giving the average person about a 70-year lifespan.
600 years and did absolutely nothing with them.
Look,
Absolutely terrible.
Look.
Worst life lived.
6 of
Might as well have been in
those
the cave.
years were in college, okay?
Wow, bet he didn't even get a good degree.
I didn't even get the degree. I eventually flunked out. And then I've been after the student debt for so long.
Absolutely terrible.
That's why
Couldn't
you
even
were
pay
cursed
them.
with
The
eternal
percentage
life.
is killing me.
You called on your loans.
It's been for this long, and he still goes 70% of the
The college flooded.
You say I've done nothing. I've put a family up on an estate on a hill with the payments I've made.
And it wasn't even your family.
I didn't even get a damn degree.
Your problem was not making the Welsh pay for it. That's on you. Absolutely terrible. Should have tariffed the Welsh. Oh well.
The Welsh weren't even around when I was first gallivanting about, but it is what it is.
Oh look, and he gallivants. Great. Oh, terrible.
I'm not going to now. I'm just asking you, man.
Yeah,
Just
too
to-
old to gallivant, old man.
Listen,
Oh man.
we need to stay on the same footing. If we're going to
No.
go into battle and you're gonna load up my cannon.
Who's loading whose cannon again?
You're loading my cannon to spray all over the enemy.
Kind of gay.
Who are
A little
you?
bit.
I'm Crow.
That checks out. Oh shit!
You're embarrassing me in front of the sorceress.
What's to embarrass? What are you gonna do? Wet your pants? Oh no, you don't wear anything.
Wet with what? I ain't got no bladder,
You ain't
old
got-
man.
Dude, true.
With your floppy, fleshy bits, get out of here.
You
I
wish you
looks
could.
around like, I was looking for your captain, but seems to have wandered off.
What you want
I
with
kind of
him?
missed him on the way in, but either way, Torvin said he'll look after your ship while we do our decapitation strike.
What do you wish for the captain?
I was gonna let him know that Torvin said he'd look after your guys' ship. Keep anybody not supposed to be on off of it.
Okay, so
Give it a nice, healthy shell.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried the cider here?
No, I haven't.
You should. This is
Fuck
like
it, why not?
a majestic temple, and it has this sweet ferment to it.
Oh, that's a weird guy with one arm. Okay.
What?
Kind of seems like a knockoff discount. Boulder. No, not Boulder.
What?
Tier.
No, tier. Wow.
She takes a big gauntlet, a goblet, hands it to you, and then just dunks her head in and starts drinking directly from the trough.
See, everybody frowned upon me when I did it.
I mean, we're still frowning on you if you do it.
Then after like a solid 30 seconds, she comes back up and prestidigitations her hair clean again.
If you keep talking shit, Ving Dings, I'm not gonna let you load my cannon out in space.
I don't let you.
Whoa.
Look,
At any
you
rate-
don't need a bone that bad.
Still, tell us something about some accomplishment, some great feat you did when you were... What were you? Were you human? Were you tabaxi creature? Were you some kind of elven monster? Tell us.
Wouldn't you like to know, old man?
That's why I'm fucking asking, Twit.
You don't need to know shit.
You can sit there and just be a prick if you want.
You guys don't know much about each other, do you?
He doesn't open up.
Absolutely not. He opens up too much.
Yeah, he knows plenty about me.
Entirely too much,
I
much.
have a feeling that's a character trait of you, though.
I know what he tastes like, okay? Or tasted
What?
like.
Pause?
I know plenty about him that he doesn't know about himself.
That's a good point. Definitely should have kept that to yourself.
He tasted
That's
like
an inside thought.
He
Do you
tastes-
have those?
he tasted like he had a high cholesterol. He must have been a fatty when he was alive. I look at him and I poke his bones and I
Fatty
go,
flesh bag.
"Fatty, yeah, you fatty."
Flesh bag.
I mean, is he really a flesh bag? He's like skin and bones.
You,
Yeah, and I'm just bones. What of it?
yeah, if you didn't die by fucking your arteries closing in on themselves, and you should be glad for this after death, where you don't have no veins and no heart to try to kill you anymore.
Yeah, but also, I feel like a stiff wind would just like knock him over.
Back in the afterlife, back in your before life, you were probably a big piggy.
Don't fat shame.
I am. He's talking a lot of shit.
Look, I only lost a few calories when I had my unfortunate mishap.
Yeah, did you see how big that
What about
explosion
you,
was?
Blue Girl? How'd you end up with these fucking maniacs?
I'm
I
surprised.
can see the little one. She ended up here because she's a maniac.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes.
Yes. Oh, we all met in jail.
You all met in jail.
Yeah.
That explains so much.
Oh yeah, I've also spent a lot of time of my life in jail.
Look,
Approximately
I wasn't
how
a
much?
jailbird.
Well, there was this one time I got locked up for some shit that I definitely did. And I had to wait until the full rotation lifetime of another guard to finally question me about what I did. And he died before the new guard knew what I did. So I was able to convince that guard to let me out.
Wow, so you were just in the jail cell for a really long time.
Yeah, there was a lot of like the revolving door roommates and stuff like that. I would get paired up every now and then, and just nobody likes staying with me.
It's the smell.
No, it's I would eat them. They didn't feed
Well,
me.
that doesn't help.
They didn't feed me well while I was in there, of course. They were monsters.
Skeleton, you said you didn't meet them in jail. How did you meet these maniacs? How did a maniac like you get locked in with maniacs like these?
Well, you see, I kind of fell out of the sky.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess that's not too weird. Like,
No, and then all his skin and shit blew off when he hit the planet.
He loves
Yes.
space stuff.
Yeah, you like the
why
Fae?
would
This
you
guy
like fake
really,
stuff?
this guy really likes the Fae.
I hate the Fae.
No, you
Thank very
don't.
much.
No,
Do not fuck with the Fae.
no.
I mean,
you-
that's just good advice.
No, you know, like those schoolgirls when they gallivant on the school ground and they say they don't like a boy, but they really like a boy. That's like him. He really likes the Fae, and he just won't admit it.
I
You
really don't
pedophile.
like the Fae.
No, you definitely do.
Not even a little.
We're
Yeah,
looking
you
at
not a
you
little, a
in
lot.
school.
You definitely like them a lot. You right.
Not even a little.
You're looking at girls in school.
Don't lump me in with the Fae.
You are lumped in with the Fae.
Do not cease, desist.
Do I have to call my little Fae fairy friend to ask the punishment that you have been transpired to about being this way? Why haven't I even done that? Jesus Christ.
Look, that's not a you problem. Also, maybe refrain.
Oh, should I now? And I take a cup
Yeah.
of the cider and I begin to slowly back away to the door.
I whip out my gun!
What are you gonna do?
Don't think I won't.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Calm down, guys. Calm down.
He wouldn't.
We've got plenty of violence coming up. It's gonna be great.
He wouldn't do it.
We get to, you know, massacre people and board spell chambers. It's gonna be fantastic.
That's right. You can save all of your afterlife anger and all of that, you know, courage you have inside that skeletal body. You get to just unleash it on our enemy. I take another step back towards the door.
Do not.
Don't what?
You stay right the hell there. You stay in eyesight.
Why? You worried
Well,
that
anyway,
an old man is just gonna wander off and cause trouble?
You don't need to be asking no Fae no questions.
No, but he's not your Fae. He's my curse.
Look, I'll take him out with you. Both of you.
No. Actually, I'm feeling rather parched. I think I'm going to head to bed. I'm going to make sure that Oliver Green hasn't thrown up in my lovely casket.
as you exit the building with this goblet, the liquid inside turns to water.
I throw the cup anyways.
It's like, oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Back on the ship.
Yeah.
Back on the ship. Oliver, you get back on the ship, you go to lay down, and you cross paths with Serafina.
Hammer.
And she seems to be sitting on the side of the ship, kind of like dangling her feet off the side. And she's just looking dead off into space.
As I walk past, like, Serafina, I feel I should take the opportunity to ask you, what's your thoughts of everything that's going on? Once again, putting my crew's life in peril, and I'm worried about everyone's thoughts because I ask a lot, and I just want to know what's on your mind, or if there's any requests or anything that I can help you with while we're, as a token of my appreciation for you accepting my recklessness.
Tell you the truth, I'm terrified. I don't know what tomorrow holds for us. And worse yet, I don't know how this battle's going to turn out for us. We've mustered a mighty little feat, but is that going to be enough? I don't know. But I do want to be there when we confront my brother. And as Amalia said, you may not be telling me the truth about who you are and what you've done, but you've looked out for me. And that counts for something.
I just look at her dead in the eyes like, you're not wrong to question it. But that's okay. Just keep that secret between us. You counts as confirmation of your worries, but also know that I mean no harm to anyone. Just let's just say I'm hiding from a few folks that the less of my whereabouts known, the better. We all keep our secrets.
Well, hopefully your secrets can remain your secrets.
As long as I'm willing to keep them that way. But that's probably more than I should say. Please, if I beg of you, if you could, just keep that between us. Realistically, I ask a lot, I know with that, but do so. They all kind of have their suspicions, I'd imagine. It's only right. I've not been 100% in character at all times. But it's important I at least keep up as much of a facade as possible. Sometimes I get over my head. And, well, they don't need to know that. Lead through example, as I always say, and I've somehow become the de facto leader of this ship. And, yeah. This is gonna get us far. Savik can definitely pilot while we board. Some reason I know exactly how hardy your brother can be, and he puts up a fight. I can tell.
That's what
I
has me worried.
I ask, do I have your assistance in said fight when push comes to shove? If you're gonna be there, if you had to lift a blade against one or another, us or him, do I have to worry?
You've all fought upon my behalf, and if it came down to it, I'm willing to fight my brother on your behalf. I'm not simply going to fold to some petty tyrant who wishes to steal my throne and tear my people off into the multiverse on some idiotic crusade.
I'm putting a lot of faith in my crew for you. I'm hoping it doesn't go unnoticed.
I assure you, it is not.
All right, well, and I can't tell. Am I talking to the real you? Are you piloting the ship?
No, at this point, Savik is piloting the ship. This is me.
Which one? I'm seeing like two.
You were very drunk, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go to bed. I just noticed you were out here on your own, and I felt it a good time to talk. Kinda.
You should make your way to your bed. Do you need help?
Probably. But I think I can handle. Right? Yeah, I can handle it now.
How many stairs do you get down before you fall?
I'll prefer the one that counts. Probably the last one.
It's just the last one.
It's like bloop bloop. It's like oop.
No,
Catch
two
myself
steps
on the
there.
railing. Catch myself on the railing. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna bruise in the morning. I know it. Oh, yeah. Time to go to bed. And then I'm sure as soon as I find some place nice to lay down, the world doesn't stop spinning until I lose consciousness.
Well, all right. Currently, my clock says 15 hours remain. And it's a little bit early, but if you guys want, we could call it there. Or we can continue on to the next day.
I think it's a good spot, especially to get Connor all caught up too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
definitely.
Consider we're short staffed, so to speak. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That was what I was thinking. So yeah, I think that's where we'll call the session for tonight.
We had nothing to do with the map.
Nothing
It
at
had
all.
nothing to do with the map at all.
But it was fun. I